Ain't that some crap? Ain't that some utter goddamn bullcrap? Okay. Okay. For those of you that do not know, I was attempting to do this on YouTube. No diss to Twitch. I'm sorry. I was just trying. I wanted to try something. I wanted to see if the audience reaction would be different, okay? I wanted to see how it would go. So I tried out it on Twitch. And it didn't. I tried it on YouTube. I tried to switch. Yeah, I tried to stream on YouTube. It was a mess. it was like I was getting like a 50,000% frame drop. I was looking like a peach. I don't know what's going on, man. But it's fine. Everything's good. Everything's great. We're here on Twitch. We got a minimum frame drop. Spectrum isn't hating me as much. Does Spectrum just hate YouTube or does Streamlabs hate YouTube? That's the question. That's the real question. And that's what I want to talk about here. Thank you for welcoming talking about TED Talk. No, I'm kidding, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Green screen. Make up your goddamn mind. Are you going to be like that or are you going to be like that? I prefer you if you're like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I prefer you're like that. Hold on. Wait. What the hell was that? Okay. Forget about these technical issues. We're just going to keep it going. We're rolling through it. As long as finally I can talk to you guys. Isn't that the most important part here? I can talk to you guys, and we out here, we party, we're having fun. So welcome back to the Fandation Nation. My name is Fernie. It's just me this time. Usually we have Gabe here. He's chilling out in a TV somewhere over here, but it's just me today. Gabe's out there making this money at work. You know how it is. You know the grind. You know how it be. I'll be there tomorrow. So today's my day off. I decided to hop on the Foundation and talk to you guys about everything going on. Now, if you were over on the YouTube front, for the 15-minute laggy attempt that I tried, I was talking about some Spider-Man into the Spider-Man news, but we're just gonna hop right back to it all over again from the top. Okay, so Issa Rae, hilarious actress, great actress in general. HBO show Insecure is about 4 to 5 seasons out right now. Check that out, it's great. I recently saw her last year host. I mean, not like in person. I just saw her on YouTube. She hosted SNL, which was pretty good. She did a pretty good job. It was pretty funny. And now we know she's going to be a Spider-Woman. Now, we ain't talking live action yet, although, that could totally be a possibility one day down the line, although I doubt it. She will be Spider-Woman in Into the Spiderverse 2, which is pretty exciting. I actually freaking love Into the Spider-Verse 1. It's one of my favorite actually Sony movies that's out right now, to be honest. I love Spider-Man. I'm a little biased towards anything Spider-Man that's kind of out, but that's actually a phenomenal movie, from the animation style to the storytelling to the voice actor. Chef's kiss. It was great. And I'm excited. Even the freaking music, the soundtrack. If you remember the soundtrack for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, holy crap, that was freaking fire. I hope it's just as fire for this new one, by the way. So I'll be expecting whoever is going to be the producer on that one to really step up their game. What is going on? My Jesus. Alright, I turn around and it's gone. But I feel like as soon as I hop into it, it's gonna... Alright, we're gonna just not move. Green screen? Please. Okay, so... it's gonna be really exciting. She's gonna be Spider-Woman. Now, what does that entail? Is she going to be a Spider-Woman from a different universe? A different, into the multiverse? So we do know for sure that Miles will be returning for show. Spider-Gwen will be returning for show. At this moment in time, we do not know if John Mulaney's Spider-Ham will be returning. John Mulaney has been going through some personal stuff at the moment, so it might be a little either awkward or tough for him. ATM, but... I have no idea. Also, Nicolas Cage will be turning as a Spider Noir. Although that would be pretty dope as hell. Let me take a little sip. What other Spider was the? Oh no, taking the sip ruined it. Okay, there we go. There was also the the spider spider the mech spider. I forgot what her name was. If I'm being completely honest. And yeah, well, we already saw Oscar Isaac was being teased at the end of Oscar Isaac as the version of Spider-Man 2099, I think. He was teased at the end of it, so it's kind of like going to be teasing for like the future of the Spider-Verse films. So that's kind of exciting. I think we're going to be seeing a whole bunch of Spider-Man, dude, from the point of like Ben Riley. We're gonna, it'd be really cool. We see bombastic Spider-Man. You know, there was always teases and rumors that they were going to do a live-action portion of Into the Spider-Verse. You know, including like Toby, Andrew, and Tom Holland. You know, it might be possible, you know, with especially all the news going on with Spider-Man 3, but I think it's possible because I think they really wanted to do it in from what I remember, they really wanted to do it in Into the Spider-Verse 1, but in Into the Spider-Verse 1 it was kind of like this it was kind of like a problem, you know, like they felt like it was too much, too big of a thing. But with everything we hear going on with Spider-Man 3, I think it's totally fine. I think the people are ready. I think the people are waiting for it. And give it to the people. Now, who are some other Spider-Man I want to see? Now, there was kind of a lot of different versions of the Spider-Man teased around in the kind of like that, like if you remember, like a couple years ago, they teased when they released when they teased like the 2022 release date. They were like showed a bunch of different Spider-Man logos that was like glitching and flashing. One of them was the logo for Saputa Man. Now, if you don't know who Saputa Man is, Saputa Man is the Japanese version of Spider-Man that aired on TV, that had his own show. That actually was the origin and the foundation for the Power Rangers. So, Saputa Man's Japanese Spider-Man show actually was what inspired the Japanese show that inspired the Power Rangers. You know, so Saputa Man had this, he was the adversary of hell, the fucking crazy ass Spider-Man that had a freaking Mechazord called Leopardon, and it was absolutely insane. I'm all for it, and I would love to see him in Into the Spider-Verse 2, because I don't think they would ever do Saputa Man in any form in live action, but I think he is a great gag for animation. So I think if they don't do John Mulaney Spider-Ham, I think Saputa Man is a great replacement. Because, you know, hopefully John Mulaney does return. I love Spider-Ham and I love John Mulaney, but, you know, if you hear the stuff going on with him in his personal life, it might be a little rough for him right now. But hey, I also don't know John Mulaney's freaking life. Maybe he already shot it and filmed it and everything. So, well, we can only hope. I hope we do actually get a full-on teaser. It's coming out in, 2022? So next year. We could probably get it. I mean, honestly, we could probably get a trailer when Spider-Man 3 drops. Like, maybe, like, you know, the theater trailer for Spider-Man 3. Like, you know, like you go to the theater for Spider-Man 3 and like the trailers that happen before the movie, one of them could definitely be the trailer for Into the Spider-Verse 2. I could definitely see that move happening, and you know, Sony could definitely, you know, rake in on this because Spider-Man 3 is probably going to be one of the most viewed theater attractions of recent times. Like, you know, yeah, Endgame was probably one of the biggest like in years, but you have to remember COVID kind of shaked the theater industry, so there hasn't been a movie that has brought a lot of people back. So I think Spider-Man 3 will be that movie that brings a lot of the like regular audience back to the theater, because the only people going to the theater now are maybe like the vaccinated people, the people that really don't care, or the people that just like really love the theater, right? Like the regular person rather just watch it on like they'd rather just watch it like on Premiere Access or something else, or like how they watch it with HBO on like the instant access. So I think Spider-Man 3 will be one of the movies, because like, for example, I just watched Spiral, which I'll talk about later in the stream, and I really wanted to watch it in theaters, and I didn't get the chance to watch it in theaters, and I still technically can, but it came out on rent, so like I rented it, and honestly, I was kind of just glad I rented it. I kind of was glad I watched it at home and like spent less money at home than like the whole theater experience. Because yeah, I would have spent less on the ticket overall, but I'm a big sucker for the theater experience. So I enjoy my popcorn, I enjoy my drink, and then I usually go with a person. So like I'm nice and I'll buy them a popcorn, I'll buy them a snack. So I usually end up paying like $30 anyway, so it's like paying $20 to rent the movie like kind of just seemed better for me in the long run. And I enjoyed it. Coming from my home, I have a pretty good TV. I got to watch it with like the music that I liked. So I for the regular audience could definitely like continue seeing like that. But I think Spider-Man 3 will be the movie that brings the regular audience back to the theater. And what not a perfect place to freaking show a trailer for Into the Spider-Verse 2 than the beginning, like the opening to Spider-Man 3. Yeah, oh crap, I didn't even realize I had pictures of these. There you go, there she is. I should have put that at the beginning. How I was over here focusing on my freaking green screen behind me, but a freaking punch. Like, if I put my hands closer, it goes away, but if I put it farther, look at that. Why? That doesn't make a lick of sense. What's going on, green screen? You okay? You want to talk? But yeah, that's her. That's her. She will be voicing Spider-Woman. Very cool, very exciting. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous actress. And hilarious. So she's going to kill it. She's going to be great. Oscar Isaac hopefully will be returning. All the other cast from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 1 hopefully will return. They were awesome. Yeah, it'd be sick. Alright. So let's move on to the next story. So, Andy Muschietti, director of very popular movies. One of my favorite movies, actually, It Chapter 1 and 2. It's actually some of my favorite movies out right now. Other people have their own opinions, but I actually really do love the It movies. I thought they were really awesome and fun. And, not really got the scary from, but just I thought they were great. I thought they were fun. I love the idea of, like, clown horror. I think that's really cool. So, I thought it was freaking awesome. So, Andy Muschietti, the great director of those two movies, is now the director of the Flash film. That's been news for a little bit. There was a lot of stuff going on with the Flash film. You never really felt like it was going to be made because there was so much stuff going on with it. But it was finally able to get made. And Andy Muschietti's at the helm. And his wife. They're a great freaking team. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. Ezra Miller is returning as the Flash. It's kind of weird, a little wish-washy what they're going to be doing with it because, it's technically not within the Spiderverse, but it might be setting up like Spiderverse big implications and stuff like that. So I don't really know. It really depends on the way you see it, but some stuff did release, Andy Muschietti just dropped this awesome photo that I'm going to plop right now. Boom. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's Michael Keaton's Batman symbol with some freaking strawberry jelly. Oh wait, that's blood. With some freaking blood on it. Like, oh my gosh, dude. Is Michael Keaton going to be murdering people? I don't think so. But I do think Michael Keaton will be messing people up. Like, absolutely 100%. I think it's because my light's on the wrong side. Let me see. Let me try moving this light over here. I think I made it a little worse. Who cares? Alright, so I think this 100% means that freaking Batman's going to mess people up. It does look like strawberry jelly, doesn't it? But I do think Batman's absolutely going to mess people up. So it's going to be really cool seeing Michael Keaton's Batman fuck people up. Okay, so I think one of the best trailers that came out in 2020 was Matt Reeves' The Batman starring Robert Pattinson. It was a great freaking trailer. And if you disagree, hey, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong. Like, that trailer was so freaking good. And one of the best parts is, like, he was like, "Who do you think you are? Hey, who are you?" And then he tries to hit him, and he's like, I'm vengeance. It's fucking badass, man. And it's crazy seeing a raw version of Batman that fucks people up. Ben Affleck's Batman kind of dabbled with it a little bit, if you think about it. We had the cool warehouse scene in Batman vs. Superman. They didn't really dabble much into it after past that. If we would have got the Batman movie with Deathstroke that was supposed to happen, we probably would have got that, but we didn't. So, it's going to be really cool to see a version of Batman that messes it up. Should I cuss? It's my show. Fuck stuff. Fuck stuff. I say the curse word correct, but I say the regular English word after. Messes stuff up, Michael, and then it's Michael Keaton, man. We're gonna see old ass Michael Keaton in a bat suit again, messing up baddies, bro. That sounds badass, man. And if you're not excited for that, you're probably a Superman fan, 100%, or a Green Lantern fan. I'm sorry, you're not gonna get to love Green Lantern fans. Well, I mean, you kind of are. HBO's doing some stuff. HBO Max is doing some stuff. And they were, Green Lantern fans rejoice because the CW arc with the Green Lantern is getting cut, apparently. So, there you go. No Green Lantern in the CW. Rejoice. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Michael Keaton's bloody bat symbol? I think Andy Muschietti's gonna do a good job. I don't think this is a rated R film, so I don't think it's gonna be one of those things where Andy Muschietti's gonna make it over the top bloody and everything. But I think it's gonna be a situation where Barry's traveling to the multiverse and he's gonna come across, he's gonna come across homeboy Michael Keaton, and he's gonna see him in his darkest past, fucking up criminals and anyone that gets in his way. It's hey. You want to get nuts? Remember when Michael Keaton pulled out a freaking tire iron and was like, you want to get nuts? That's what Michael Keaton's going to do when he's going to see Barry Allen. He's like, hey, Barry, you want to get nuts? And he's going to be beating up motherfucker with a tire iron. And then Barry's going to be like, wait, what are you doing? And then, Michael Keaton's going to be like, I'm getting nuts. And he's beating people up with a tire iron. And then he's like, this is not you. Think about it, Bruce. I know you, but not really, because multiverse stuff. And then Michael Keaton be like, you're right. I love life, and I don't kill people except for that guy with the tire iron. But you're right. You're right. By the way, you want me to be your mentor through the multiverse? And then Barry's going to be like, yeah. And then they're going to be best friends, and they're going to walk away into the sunset. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great movie. 100%, 10 out of 10. Okay, obviously that was a joke, but I do think that's along the lines of what's gonna happen. I do think it's gonna be a situation where maybe it's gonna be kind of a situation where maybe Michael Keaton is going too far and Barry is trying to be the kind of soft side for him and kind of bring him out of that crazy killer side again and bring him more into the Batman that we know and love. Even though we all know Michael Keaton kills. Definitely 100% murders people. I'm not even talking Batman. I'm just saying Michael Keaton. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Michael Keaton. Don't sue me. Okay. So, let's just move on forward. Okay. So, also on the docket, we will be talking about, homegirl Emilia Clarke. We all know Emilia Clarke, from the 100% famous and notorious film Solo. No, I'm kidding. Emilia Clarke from the super amazing and famous film Terminator Salvation. No, I'm kidding. Emilia Clarke from the super famous and amazing final season of Game of Thrones. No, I'm kidding. All right, enough. Emilia Clarke, great actress. She is from Game of Thrones. She was in the Terminator film. She was in Solo. I was joking about the bad parts that she was in, but she was in good stuff too, like the majority of Game of Thrones. She was in that movie with was it the Stephen Hawking movie? She was in a movie with that guy. It's a great movie, great film. It was about love and disabilities. It was great. Great actress. She had been cast in Secret Invasion, that's gonna have the Skrull dude back from Captain Marvel. It's going to have Samuel L. Jackson back. Very cool. Very exciting. But she also recently did say that she is she's the lead of the film. So who is she? Is she someone important? I think that basically confirms Emilia Clarke is a Skrull. Is she the Skrull Queen, like how everyone thought? Maybe. Maybe 100%, maybe. I do think 100% she's a scroll, though. I don't think she's like anyone important. I don't think she's going to be anyone else important. I think she's just regular Amelia Clark. Hashtag the scroll. But I think she's going to be great. You know, I honestly was excited to see her arc in Solo. I'm sad that Solo got the treatment it did with The Last Jedi and everything. It deserved more. It deserves better. I would have loved to see Amelia Clark continue in the Star Wars franchise. But it's good to see her in Marvel now. It's good to see her do some stuff. I'm excited about that. So it's really cool, really exciting. What else is on the docket about Amelia Clark? I don't think. Who do you guys think she could be? Let me know down in the comments or in the chat. I'm here all day. I'm just kidding. I'm here for like 10 more minutes. Now, actually, the final thing I want to talk about. Oh, before we actually no, before I get into my review, let's talk about this. If you haven't seen the show Dave, it's the like kind of like the mock like bio. It's like the mock biography of like Little Dicky, aka Dave Burr. He is a hilarious. He's just like a hilarious person in general, but he's a great rapper. And his like raps are really creative and like it has a lot of like very creative and like the really funny raps like lyrics. And his freaking beats are fire. He's a great rapper. I love him. And his show Dave season 1 was fucking hilarious and amazing. So if you haven't seen Dave season 1, check that out. It's on FX or Hulu. But season 2 was just like season 2 was announced a while ago, so I was super excited for that. I even like tweeted at Dave at like Little Dicky before and like about the show, and like homeboys like liked my tweets and don't even meet the freaking flex. Super exciting. I love the show. And season 2 is coming out, and they released like two like teaser trailers. It's actually ridiculous. Dude, there's like freaking Little Dicky with an anteater. He was like walking across the street, and like the biggest accident of all time. Like it probably killed like 10 ass people. It was insane. Great teaser trailer leading to a trailer that came out yesterday. Hilarious. So if you haven't seen Dave season 1 or 2, 100% go check it out. Super cool, super funny. Hey, Dave, drop the album, dog. Drop an album. It's been freaking years. We've been waiting. Like, what's going on, my man? And then final thing, I watched Spiral. I talked about that a little bit in the beginning. I want to give my review. I like the Saw movies, and I was kind of really excited for it. And it's like I said, it was a movie I really wanted to see in theaters, but I was going to, and then like something happened, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just watch it later. And then I saw that it was for rent, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll skip the theater, I'll just rent it. I was glad I rented it instead of going to the theater. That being said, it doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. I think I enjoyed the watch. It's just there's a lot of things that were very predictable. I predicted the killer immediately, and I got it right. And then I was telling my friend about the movie, and he was like, "Can I guess the killer?" And I was like, "Sure, if you don't mind the spoiler." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't mind." And he guessed it. And I was like, "Yeah, that's him." And he was like, "I guessed it from the trailer." So the killer is very predictable. The traps are cool. The first 2 traps are really cool. They really made me cringe. While the other 3 traps in the movie, there's about 5 traps. The other 3 traps were just like okay. I was like, all right, that's interesting. They could have been like a lot cooler. There was just a lot of scenes. The scene seems very authentic. You know, like the camera movements and everything, very authentic to the Saw franchise. You know, James Wan made a very iconic film style with the Saw movies. So it was really cool seeing like them kind of go back to that. They worked really well, and it worked really well for them. But there was like this whole side thing with the Spyro film was that Chris Rock was like this like clean cop in a room full of dirty cops type of situation. We all know that classic gag. And Chris Rock, I don't know. Chris Rock's like it was like the B storyline of the film, and Chris Rock, him yelling at dirty cops about, "I don't trust you. You guys let me get shot in the back." I was like, he kept saying that like literally every scene where he was in like a room with those cops, and I was like, dog, I get it, but it's like I also don't really care. Like I want to know about the Jigsaw killer. I don't care about your cop beeline, and they do tie that story back to the main plot, but it's like, man, it was in the most predictable way possible, and it wasn't interesting at all. So the whole cop storyline, the like, B line, I was like B storyline, that wasn't like my big favorite. I know there was a lot of that in the movie, so like that kind of wasn't like why I was like, oh, you got to go watch this movie. Like, nah, I was like, it was more like it was a fun Saw movie, you know, like it was like it was a Saw, dude. It was it was a Saw, dude. Calling up, hey, how was the movie? It was a Saw, dude. It was a Saw, dude. I'm gonna say that all day now. God damn it, I hate myself. So it was alright. I'm like I rented it for 24 hours, and I decided to rent it instead of going to the theater because realistically, what I would have paid like $15 for my ticket. I would have bought popcorn, would have bought a drink. If I would have taken someone, I probably would have bought them a snack or something. I would have spent like $35 or $30 anyway. So it's like spending $20 at home with my own experience was just fine. I thought it was great. Thought it was a fun time. They did do some cool stuff, and they left it open to a continuation. But will it probably happen? Hopefully, actually, I would like to see it. I mean, I'm all for the franchise continuing. You know, the first 3 Saw movies, if you haven't seen the first 3, were freaking awesome. They were great. But you know, everything past that were not that great. But they were movies with cool traps, and that's kind of just what that's what really Saw needs to be. And that's kind of what this movie was. You know, the Jigsaw puppet isn't there anymore, but there's like a new puppet. It's like a little piggy puppet, because it's about cops. Get it? Piggy. And there's cops. So it was cool. It was like the whole thing with Spiral. 21 Savage did the freaking soundtrack. I thought that was interesting. There was like 2 songs that were really good, and the other ones were just very like minimal. I was like, okay, we talking Spiral. We talking Spiral. I was like, all right, 21. You get it, my man. But yeah, Chris Rock did an okay job. You know, when I heard that he wanted to produce a Saw film, I was like, that's interesting. You know, a comedian doing a horror film. But then again, you know, John Krasinski 100% did it with A Quiet Place. I know Quiet Place 2 is out. I haven't even watched that yet. I gotta either go to the theaters or wait for it to hop on a rent and watch it there. I might just watch it in theaters. I haven't been to the theaters in a long time, and I would love to see A Quiet Place 2. Isn't that crazy? A Quiet Place 2 was supposed to release literally right before the pandemic hit. And they're all like, alright, instead of just risking it, we're just gonna wait. And they waited an entire pandemic. Isn't that movie about a pandemic that like goes crazy? Or no, well, it's about about alien things that made the world go into like a apocalypse, I guess. It's like, yeah, it's basically COVID. Nah, I'm kidding. So Spiral was okay. I'm gonna give it like a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. Now, if in your guidelines is that bad, that's your own personal guidelines. But to me, it was an okay watch. I enjoyed the watch. You know, I would definitely watch it with a friend. You know, nothing like watching a gory ass movie with a friend. But I think that's going to wrap it up for me, folks, here at the Fandation Nation. Just a quick little video for today. Super fun stuff, you know, just talking about how we feel about the news that popped up. You know, the Issa Rae Spider-Woman thing was like real quick. It popped up like right at the end. So I was like, oh, I got to cover that. Got to add that to the list. You know, but super cool. You know, Avengers Campus just opened up. I'm going to be working there soon. Whenever that happens. That's gonna be actually interesting. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be exciting. And thank you guys for hanging out. If you want to check out stuff like the Discord and everything, I think all that stuff is down in the description. You can check that out on the Twitch or on the YouTube. You could also find our social media links. I think Gabe's is down there too, and all of that. Hey, if you want to see stuff on YouTube that is fun and hilarious and cool with my face, check out Just Fernie on YouTube. JST space FUFERNIE. I can spell my own name. And I do like commentary videos and stuff like that. I released one on the Quiznos Rat commercial. I released one on the Powerpuff Girls leaked script. Oh man, that one was really rough. So check it out. It's gonna be fun. It's really cool. And thank you guys for hanging out. Really cool, really fun. How many times did I say really cool, really fun in a stream until it's really cool, really fun? Alright, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in another time. That was really bad. I really gotta work on an intro, don't I? I mean, wait, I have an intro. An outro. This is our intro. Alright, bye.